A peace reflection. Today I woke up and I remember that I was God. So I came and I explored my mind, explored my creation. The reason why I'm doing an experiment right now, and anybody can join in if they want. The experiment is essentially seeing the relationship between travel and its psychological effects. So right now I'm doing an experiment to be able to test and gather data so that I can understand the psychological effects of travel. Because if you look out throughout history, there's been pilgrimages, there's been alms rounds, there's been walks of faith, and many other forms of travel that have been used strategically, right? They've been used purposefully in order to reach a desired result. So I just wanted to get some first-hand knowledge and test, see how that theory holds up, right? That's what we got to do. We got to live experimental lives so that we can rediscover ourselves and who we are. Always remain curious. By the time you hit 35, your neuroplasticity starts to lock up and you're not as programmable as you used to be, meaning you're going to be more closed-minded. You're going to be a dog that doesn't want to learn new tricks. So what you got to remember is always be curious. Base your mind in objective facts, universal truths, and first principles. Okay? Base your mind in these things. And let go of that which is subjective, that which is unproven. Acknowledge it as a possibility, or, obviously embrace the subjective experience that you do have and love it. But in order to fully understand it, you need to base your mind on objective facts. In order to fully love your subjective experience, which is a dream, you need to base your mind on objective facts. In order to understand this dream, this is what is needed. You think that it's not possible to enter the kingdom of God with the left brain, which is about logic and ration. Like that's the direct field. That field is directly reflective of science. Is directly reflective of that hemisphere of the brain, right? Which makes sense because we're a hyper-masculinized society, right? But the point, and the reason I say that is because the masculine likes to probe. Okay. Now, here's my understanding of why travel is so effective. So we all have a light field around us. This light field holds a negative or positive charge, and this negative or positive charge can get quantum entangled with other negative positive charges that it comes in contact with, that it interacts with when the observer is traveling in his mind. So what happens is, you got to remember, there's a saying that goes, you can't stand in the same river twice. That's true, but you're still standing in the same river, right? So we got to understand what they're saying. They're saying you can't stand in the same river twice. They're saying you can't touch the same water twice. That's what they're saying. They're talking about time. You cannot experience the same thing repeatedly. It's always going to be a different experience. So nostalgia can never actually truly be fulfilled, right? So they say the same river, you can't stand in the same river twice. Well, that's false. Obviously you can stand in the same river twice, but what they're saying is, on an even deeper level, you got to understand that if you change the river, okay, so now you're not only just standing in the river that has been providing the same stream of water. Now you're going to a completely different river, right? So yes, you're receiving the same source of water, but you're receiving different components of that water, if you will. And that saying is saying that you can only experience that once. But if you go to another river, you experience a whole new entire environment. So it's like you go a step up, right? You go a step up. Now you're saying, okay, well, if I can only experience that once, then I can start to branch out, and I can go and I can experience other things. It doesn't always have to be in this river. It can be in another river. See what I'm saying now? So the point is that you're exposing yourself to adversity and chaos and uncertainty, but as a result, that allows you to gain information and input and understand yourself. So that's what these people were traveling for, is they were traveling in order to understand themselves. All right, reflection. So anyway, I'm just gonna explore my mind a little more, travel around, do some writing, and I implore you to do the same. Go for a 5-minute walk, pace around, explore different regions, fly to different places. And I will say this: if you do travel, say you travel in a vehicle which insulates you from nature, I would recommend that if that's the case, once you reach your destination, make sure you connect with nature, make sure you connect with the environment, make sure you connect with the people, because that's going to give you the most insightful and richest experience in doing so, and you lose that opportunity if you remain insulated and you don't go and connect with those environments that you travel to. Like right now, I got my feet right on the ground, right, connected to the earth. I'm connected with the wind and the water, the elements, the sun. I got the sun in the sky too. I got it's my father. I got the sun in the sky, and so it's important to understand yourself, and experiences like this do so. So we don't always think about it like that, but so anyway, I'm gathering more data, but I'll provide more insights as they come. I'm thankful. I love myself. Peace.